Ahava, blessings, and welcome to this video. And today I would just want to talk a little bit about what we are going through right now with Jupiter in Pisces. I think it's a very beautiful opportunity to start to bring in a lot of Piscean energy into our lives. I really love the zodiac sign Pisces. And before I start this video, I just want to let you know, and I've said this in other videos as well, that astrology, I use astrology as a medicine wheel. I love the archetypes. I think the archetypes are very much alive within our psyche, and our ancestors followed the medicine wheel of the planets, of the stars, of the asteroids. So I think it's something very beautiful when we align ourselves to this energy. And but I am not obsessive about it, okay? And this is something just that I want to communicate. I think it's important to know how we can harness the teachings and how we can even go beyond. And that is what a true Tantra is, to go beyond duality. We can go beyond the duality that is presented in the zodiacal archetypes and just elevate into a beautiful um, love frequency on a soul level. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion, as we know, and anything that Jupiter touches, it will expand. And Jupiter is the planet of luck. It's the planet of business, of just even growing your finances, growing your business, growing your relationships, growing anything. When Jupiter touches something, it expands it. So it's a very beautiful planet when we are fostering and working with a lot of light energy and a lot of beautiful intentions that we are seeding like I say, on a love frequency level, which is on a sacred desire. But again, if we are focusing on negative desires or maybe repeating the same toxic mantra to ourselves every day, then it will expand that. So remember that when we work with these energies don't decide what is good and what is bad. They just expand what is there. So Jupiter is all about expansion, and we've had Jupiter in Aquarius in 2021. Now it's going into Pisces, May 13th until June 28th, July 28th, sorry. Then it will leave and then it will go back into Pisces in December. Okay, so now when it goes into Pisces in December, we will have a really beautiful, beautiful year and a lot of creative energy, a lot of visions that we have held coming true. We have a short little taster of this, and I just wrote down a few things that we will be experimenting. And then I'm just going to explain them a little bit to how we can connect with this. And remember that Pisces is all about wanting oneness, wanting to dissolve into the divine. Aquarius is dissolving into humanity, of course, but Pisces is about dissolving into the divine. And Pisces is dreamy, Pisces is creative, Pisces loves music, loves envisioning, loves meditation, spirituality, sacred union, and sacred unity. So what I just said, imagine that Jupiter effect and just all of this expanding in our lives. Also, Pisces is very emotional. It's a water sign, so we may get very emotional and things may trigger us to start crying or just feel emotional, and it's okay. And again, it will expand. So I have written down some very, very powerful activations that we will be receiving, and we can tune into these. And like I said, don't obsess. Just know that this is here for you, and we can use the medicine wheel of the zodiacal energies and of astrology to go beyond the duality of what is being given to us, to align to the light of the frequency and of the teaching. So the first one I wrote down is, we will connect with the forgotten wisdom of the past. The ancient wisdom intuited by our ancestors will be returned to us. It is an opportunity to connect to the ancient wisdom of the past, and it's also an opportunity to heal any pain that may be within us, within our DNA, within our energy fields, our lineage, that has to do with the Piscean age in the shadow. You know, everyone talks about, oh, the Piscean age is horrible, and now we're going into beautiful Aquarian age. Remember, one age isn't good or bad. It depends on what we do with it. We either connect with the Piscean or the Aquarian age in the light or in the shadow. In the Piscean age has given us so many beautiful things. Religion, but religion was used improperly, right? And we've killed in the name of God. It's still happening at this moment while I'm speaking, which is very sad and has me very emotional in this Jupiter in Pisces, okay? um, so there are a lot of beautiful things in the Piscean age. For example, I learned how to have a teacher. I had many teachers and follow a teacher and trust my teacher and have faith in my teacher. And my teacher didn't even have to tell me anything. I just received the teaching. So there were some beautiful things that, you know, the sacred unity that we wanted to harness, even though it ended up separating because of patriarchy that has affected men and women. And also in the Piscean age, a lot of art, a lot of music, a lot of dance, just there's so much, but there's also the shadow side of the Piscean age: addiction, depression, separation, right? So we can take the first point that I said, we can take this first activation, this first transmission, and maybe start healing some of the shadow side of the Piscean energy that we have experimented, and maybe through different lifetimes as well, in past lives. And we will be receiving a lot of ancestral wisdom, a lot of light beings, a lot of messages from Mary Magdalene, from Saratama, from Mother Anna, from Yeshua. All of these will be pouring their messages to us. So this is very, very beautiful. So be open to this. Something else that we may be experimenting is, this is very interesting because I just said it and I haven't read this in a few days. So we may find ourselves journeying through our own family lineage or even past lives to gain a deeper and more meaningful understanding of the work we are here to do. And I mean, I woke up this morning and it was crazy because I always tell when I'm in the car driving my daughter to her classes, I always tell her my dreams. And she always says, "You're crazy. How can you dream that?" And actually, a lot of the dreams that I've been having have to do with past lives. And it started happening just a few days before Jupiter went into Pisces. I mean, we always have these dreams, but they're like every single night. Pisces is the connecting to the dream world. And this is very important to, I mean, as many of you know, I work with Mary Magdalene and the Christ lineage, Mary Magdalene as feminine Christ, but also the whole Christ lineage. And a lot of the transmissions that I'm receiving energetically are through my daily practice of chanting and invoking in Aramaic, because Aramaic is an energy stream, it's a vibration. You know, every language is an energy stream. When I speak to you in English, then I do the video in Spanish. It's not the same energy. And I can feel the energy running through my body. You know, that the English is a language that is connected to the heart chakra. So I can feel in my body that when I speak in English, I'm very relaxed. And Spanish is a language that's connected to the third chakra, which is passion, which is mind. And I can feel it. I start to speak very fast and I have to stop. And I try to, I love merging the two languages. So Aramaic is really, really beautiful because in Aramaic, what happens in the language is that there is no separation between the inner and the outer. So that dreams actually affect the outer. So the dreams that you have had are affecting the outside, the visible, the tangible. So this is something very beautiful, and this may be happening. We'll be experiencing all of these dreams, and maybe jot them down, write them down, have a dream diary, because you probably will remember them a lot more in this cycle of Jupiter in Pisces. And get ready for next year, okay? That's going to be an explosion of dreams. And like I said before, we may be journeying through our family lineage and past lives to just be understanding the work that we are here to do. And if you're healing something in your lineage or in a past life, it has to do that with the work that you are here to do. Remember, everything is connected. Everything. And I worked, my formal degree is in dance movement therapy, and I actually have a PhD in dance movement therapy, and I worked many years with autistic children, many years. And it's so connected. Well, I worked with mainstream as well, children and adults, but I had groups of autistic children for many years. And I realized how connected that work was or is to what I'm doing now. I started to understand that these children were connected to just a different dimension, a different template that didn't have anything to do with the earth, a different grid. And when I started to understand that, I actually started to understand how they moved energetically. And that has a lot to do with my work today, as I do work with light language, and I work with channeling, and I work with the body for healing. So I actually learned so much. They were my teachers more than I their teachers. So remember this, everything is connected. And then the third aspect here is Jupiter in Pisces will heighten our creativity and imagination. And this will support our creative projects and our work with mysticism and the creative channel. So let me talk a little bit about that as well. If you are feeling really creative and really connected to creating something or making something beautiful, do it. We tend to think, and I'm not just talking about a project, or maybe you're writing a book, of course, I'll talk about that in a minute, but anything. If you're all of a sudden really creative because you want to cook something different or start a new diet or change your home or paint, this all has to do with Pisces. Pisces is creativity. And remember that when we connect with a zodiacal archetype, we're connecting with that teaching. So that teaching on creativity is just as important as when we work with Taurus, which is all about, well, part of it is about stability, finances, work. There's not one that is more important than the other. That needs to be expressed. And as Jupiter, very big planet of expansion, will expand our creativity and our imagination. Let's take advantage of that. I mean, we disconnect so much from our imagination from when we're children, because we're taught to learn, and memorize. And then what about playing and painting and and just jumping in the water and having fun? Be creative, be imaginative. And also, creativity has to do with our connection to the creative channel, which is source, creation code, mysticism. So we will find ourselves maybe connecting through art, connecting through dance, connecting through chanting, and it's more of a connection of the body. Very, experiencing creativity, imagination, and creation through the body. So be open to that as well, okay? And Jupiter in Pisces will bring abundance and expansion to our creative and intuitive projects. This is the time to focus on my creativity, on what we are intuiting and creating, not what someone else is creating. We need to stop comparing ourselves to others, because Pisces in the shadow can take us into depression. You know, there's so much out there on social media. I remember that when, well, I started the online school in 2014, so I've been working online for a very long time. At first, it's not that I didn't like it. It took me out of my comfort zone. As being a Cancer sun sign, I really loved being with people, and I really loved touching and hugging and working with people and feeling the energy of people. So I really wanted to create a reality where people could feel held and guided by me in a very, very intimate manner. And at first, so many people were telling me, and professionals, that I actually went and I wanted to connect with their work. They were telling me, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it was just crazy. And I said, but that's not me. That isn't me. And so I learned in that moment that Everyone has a different way of working, and everyone has a different way of creating, and everyone has a different way of bringing their gifts into this world, whether it be in your work, your company, and maybe you do your own work, you're self-employed, in your family. It's your way. Connect to your way and make it beautiful, as long as, of course, it is in the frequency of love. So start having faith in your own intuition and in your own creations, and then do something about it. Once you have that creation and intuition, believe in yourself. So that's beautiful. And it's a time to focus on that. And, beyond Jupiter in Pisces, these transmissions that we're receiving them now as a reminder. This is forever, okay? But that's the beauty of using a medicine wheel. They're reminders, and maybe we won't get it this time and we have to wait 10 years and they will remind us again. And that's the beauty of the medicine wheel. It's forever. And then another beautiful transmission, Jupiter in Pisces will open up our psychic awareness, and we'll be able to receive direct messages from our soul through Neptune. Okay, this is a little bit Gnostic, but I will explain it. So Neptune is the planet that governs Pisces. Originally it was Jupiter, many, many years ago. And Neptune is our soul. Is our soul without it being incarnated in the physical form. So our soul in this incarnation is represented by the moon, and Neptune represents the soul that is free. So we will be receiving, we need to be open, we should be open, or we can be open to receive messages from our soul, but on the Neptunian level, which is the soul that is free from the body. That's very beautiful, okay? Yeah, that's very beautiful. Part of the soul resides, I don't want to get too esoteric with you, okay? Part of the soul resides above us. We have part within and part above. And when we are ready, our crown chakra opens up and receives that part of the soul. And I'm getting dizzy, so that's important. It was important for me to tell you, okay? And then, yes, and then this is a lot of my channelings and intuition. I also wrote down, in this portal we receive many messages from Yeshua and his teachings. Yeshua is very, very present, especially with what's happening in the Middle East right now in the Holy Land, and we should always every day have a prayer for them. He's very, very present. We know that Mary Magdalene is walking amongst us, her energy, but Yeshua is very, very present, wants to deliver really, really important messages right now on compassion, on unconditional love, and on sacred unity. Not just sacred union. Sacred union is very connected to the Magdalene Code, polarity uniting, masculine and feminine, above, below, but sacred unity. I am one with all. There is no separation. So just be open to receive those messages from Yeshua. And then just a little line that I wrote here that I think it's really beautiful to connect with. Let us expand in dissolving in oneness with the divine. This is a beautiful moment to expand our spiritual practice, expand our meditation, our yoga, our quiet time, our connection with the essential oils or crystals or whatever, having walks in nature, hugging trees. It's time to expand, which means you can dedicate more time to this. There is a lesson to be learned. And this connection with our practice will expand our awareness of something. So I just wanted to leave these beautiful messages right now. And I hope that this video has been helpful. Let's do a little meditation. Just one for about a minute. Okay, so this is a meditation to help us learn how to be receptive. Okay, to connect with receptivity. And anytime I work with a water sign, especially Pisces and Cancer, Scorpio is a little bit different. And with Pisces, the wanting to receive all these messages, I do like to practice receptivity. Again, this is something that we should practice every day. Okay, so we're going to put the left hand in front of the heart center. And sorry, the right hand is up And the arm isn't stuck. It's a bit moving forward, not too much. Okay? And let's just do some long, deep breathing. And so we inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And just relax. And you can do that from 1 minute to 3 minutes to 5 minutes, whatever you need. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions or would like to leave a comment, and if you like the video, it's very important so that it reaches more people. It's an algorithm. Thank you. Ahava. Blessings.